Good morning. Welcome to Bibles and Bathrobes. I'm Sue Montgomery, and I am so glad you're here. This morning we're going to talk about God's personal touch. And to do that, we're going to look at Matthew 28, verse 18, and then John 20, verses 10 through 19. I'm not going to read all of that in John, but I'm going to put it down there because I encourage you to do that on your own. Matthew 28:18. This is from the NIV, and this is Jesus speaking. This is after he was resurrected from the dead and right before he ascended into heaven. Then Jesus came to them and said, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. And the reason I emphasize that is because let's look at how Jesus, God, risen from the dead, how he dealt with the people who loved him after he did that. You know, this is, well, let me just read the passages first. So this is after he rose from the dead, but everybody still thought he was dead. And this is from John 20, verse 13 to 16. This is Mary Magdalene. Who was the woman that Jesus removed, I think it was 7 demons from. Okay, so she was broken. And she was at the tomb looking for his body and in great distress because it wasn't there. And so she's talking to the 2 angels that were there at the tomb. They asked her, the angels, these are the angels, "Woman, why are you crying?" "They have taken my Lord away," she said, "and I don't know where they have put him." At this, she turned around and saw Jesus standing there, but she did not realize that it was Jesus. "Woman," he said, "why are you crying? Who is it that you're looking for?" Thinking he was the gardener, she said, "Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have put him, and I will get him." Jesus said to her, "Mary." Then she turned toward him and cried out in Aramaic, "Rabboni," which means teacher. And then down further to verse 19. On the evening of that first day of the week, when the disciples were together, with the doors locked with fear for fear of the Jews, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." The reason I picked out those 2 passages is it's amazing to me. You know, Jesus he had all power in heaven and on earth. And what he chose to do was to come back and be present in an intimate way with the people who loved him, who he knew were fearful. He came and stood among them. He came to the woman who, you know, women didn't have any status in society at that time, but Jesus gave it to them. And he gave that to Mary Magdalene, and he knew his disciples were scared. They weren't getting any strength from each other. They were together, but they were behind locked doors because they were afraid of the Jews who were persecuting them. And Jesus came and stood among them. He didn't leave a note on the door. And when he came, he didn't chastise them. He didn't say, "I told you so." He just came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you. Everybody calm down. Breathe. I am here." And that is what Jesus says to us today too. In the midst of our worry, our anxiety, our fears, our brokenness, our heartache, he says, "Peace be with you. Calm down. Breathe. I am here." I'm Sue Montgomery. This is Bibles and Bathrobes. God loves you, and so do I.